could give up like 34, whatever it was,
Yeah,
and nobody bats an eye.
it's
But then they're
crazy.
like, oh my gosh, the Eagles defense. I'm like, dude, what?
But the
Like
Chiefs
that?
defense also scored. They scored 7 points and took momentum away, swung it back to the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? People don't. A
But
lot of
no,
people
no, no, no.
talk
But
about
that,
that Chiefs
yeah,
offense. They don't talk about the
that was
defense. The
before
defense showed
halftime.
up today. The defense showed up yesterday. That
The
scoop and
Chiefs
score.
defense, the Chiefs defense
The,
showed up.
yes, the Chiefs defense showed up. They put 7 points on the board. They allowed Mahomes
Nah,
to breathe. Yes,
dude. I think the offense carried.
the offense did a great job too. But
The offense
let's not.
carried.
Let's
Because
not.
think about it, the offense, yo, if the offense was stagnant, what did the defense do besides that 7 point scoop and score?
They forced the field goal.
The Eagles put up 34 on them.
And so did the Chiefs. The Chiefs put up even less.
No,
Technically,
35. My bad.
yeah.
The Eagles put up 35 on the Chiefs defense, bro.
Okay, and how many points did the Chiefs offense score?
That's what I'm saying. The Chiefs offense, I believe, was the reason why they won. They held the ball with so much time on the clock left
Because
late in the fourth. They held the ball for a long
the
time.
Chiefs offense technically scored less than the Chiefs than the Eagles offense. If we're being technical here,
Okay, that's fine. I
right?
mean that's fine.
I mean,
I
Mahomes
I
played a
feel like
great game. It was
yeah,
a
I
good
I
game.
feel like the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs defense didn't didn't really have a big impact on the deciding factor of that
They
game.
didn't
It was
have
the
a
Chiefs
big
offense.
impact.
On the deciding factor, listen, on the deciding
Uh
factor
huh. Uh huh.
of the game. If
Yeah,
if
I
the
gotta agree with Foodie on that.
if it was 2 minutes left
What was
and
the score at
if it was two
halftime?
if it was 2 minutes, if it was two bro, I'm telling you, if it's 2 minutes left and the offense still didn't have the ball and it went to the Eagles, the Eagles might have scored. I don't think it's going to be like Chiefs defense versus Eagles offense. It's the fact that Mahomes could hold on to the ball for that long, so smart with the ball and everything, to know that I'm not going to leave the game in the other quarterback's hands. I'm going to leave it in my hands.
Yeah, I don't really give a lot of credit. And by the way, this is a basketball zone. You're listening to the Lair and Foodie go back and forth. Let me spit some facts to these two fellows. But I gotta agree with Foodie on this. Because the defense of the Chiefs, I don't know what they did well. I felt like Philly kind of owned them for most of the game,
What?
and I guess you can kind of give them credit for scooping up a football that Jalen Hurts kind of just put out there for them to scoop up. I guess if you want to give them credit for that, go right ahead.
The
But
Chiefs.
I
Go
do
ahead.
feel like the game was mainly won on the shoulder of Patrick Mahomes. Like this game was
Mm.
back and forth. I feel like if there were 2 minutes left on the clock when Mahomes scored that touchdown or the field goal, I feel like the Eagles would have did the same. Like I felt like whoever had the ball last was gonna win. It didn't matter who it was. I felt like the Eagles offense was humming and was that much more of a threat, just like Kansas City's offense. But Mahomes just had the ball last. That's just I don't know. That's kind of how I saw it though.
It was 24-14 at halftime. The Chiefs offense or defense only let up 3 points in the third quarter. How are we even? like, Yes, the Chiefs offense balled out in
The
the
time of
fourth, but
the, the
the
time of
Chiefs
possession
the,
though
the
you have to
Chiefs
remember
defense held it
Yeah,
down.
the
It,
only possession that the Eagles had they got three. That's not
who
like
forced that
like
field goal?
of course, but I'm saying as an offense you're sitting here trying to give credit for a team giving up points. Like the Chiefs defense, like I guess give them credit for giving up three, but they still gave up three. Mahomes still was asked to
They
play
they gave
a
up three.
superhero.
They gave up three and they scored seven. like
Of
yeah,
course.
but
And who do you give credit for the 7 to? I don't give it to the defense. That's Mahomes.
how is that Mahomes? He didn't force the interception. I mean the fumble.
No,
When did
I'm
the
saying
fumble happen?
the fumble was in the first half, my brother.
First half,
Yeah,
yes, it was in the first half.
We're
exactly.
talking
So
about
you're
the second half. We're talking about the
yeah,
second half.
you're trying to
We're
equate the first half
yeah, we're
fumble and put
talking
it in the
about the
second
second
half. Bro.
half
Because to me,
where
the
the Chiefs came
Chiefs,
back. It was great Mahomes. It wasn't the Chiefs defense doing
the
anything.
Chiefs
Foodie,
offense
what are you gonna say?
didn't look unstoppable until the fourth quarter to me. That's when the Chiefs offense was just like, okay, wow.
Of course, but to me that was the difference of the game was that explosive offense.
Hmm.
Like that Chiefs defense had nothing to do. I don't want to say nothing, but their part of how well the game went had like it was mainly Mahomes, man. He got 7 every time.
Hmm.
And let's just say this. He got 7 quickly. He got 7
Three times in
long.
a row.
He got 7 to end the game. He did
Right,
he
right.
played the clock. Like it was he did it like, and he didn't just get 7 like a Rodgers would get 7 in a minute and leave 4 minutes left for Jalen Hurts to bring the game to overtime. He didn't do that.
I mean,
Like
let's not forget that call at the
Mahomes
end.
was,
That
I'm
call,
just
that
saying,
fortunate call at the end.
oh
And
yeah, of course,
but the Chiefs
definitely.
defense only let up 8 after that. After leaving up 3, one score in the fourth quarter.
Of
I
course,
tell my
but
hat.
of course, but I don't know. I think what Foodie's trying to say is he's not trying to give too much credit to the defense.
Mm,
As you said, Lair, you said that the Chiefs defense gave up only 8 after,
8 and
and
3
honestly,
in the
but
second half.
yeah, but the way that it was going, they could have given up another 3 if it wasn't for the Chiefs offense holding on to the ball with like literally 4 seconds left for the Eagles to even operate, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Like that
we
is
can
perfect
speculate that
clock
they would have given.
management.
We can speculate that they would have given more,
Yeah,
but
I would
they forced
speculate
a
that they
3 and
would give
out.
up at least 3.
They forced an early 3 and out in the fourth quarter. Like that Chiefs
Mhm.
defense balled out. It balled out, in my
Yeah,
point of view.
I mean, from your point of view, I guess I could see
Because
it,
really, in the
but
second quarter, let's call it out. In the second quarter, Chiefs offense did nothing. They didn't put any points on the board. They did absolutely nothing in the second quarter.
yeah,
Your
but
defense
I mean,
kept you in the game, gave you a
how
shot
many
at it.
sacks? Okay, how
But
many sacks did the defense have?
I'm just looking at just purely points, purely points. The
Okay,
Chiefs offense did nothing in the second quarter.
okay, but if you're looking at purely points, the Chief offense scored like 3 touchdowns in a row.
They made up for it in
Okay,
the fourth. They
all
made
right,
up for it.
but now you're like, oh well, they made it. But that's the point. That's what their offense is. Their offense carries the game because their defense is gonna give up 35 points in a game. Like there, you can't tell me there is a good defense in the NFL that is giving up 35 points per game.
Hey, they were facing
And then 35 in the
the best offense in
Dude, in the
in the
Super
Super Bowl
Bowl,
and win
what?
and have idiots like you saying the
Dude,
Chiefs defense is playing great.
you can't tell me
anytime,
there
anytime
is no defense.
a defense
Oh my
holds an
god, they
opponent to
fooled you.
11 points
Dude.
after a half, they
And
cleaned it up, man.
in the Super Bowl, you allow a team to score 35 points. It always comes down to whenever there's like a shootout like that,
Hmm.
whoever has the ball last
Last,
is going to win. It has nothing to do with that defense. It's whoever has the ball last. And the Chiefs made sure that they had the ball last. You know why? Because that year, when it was Chiefs versus Bills, they went into overtime. What happened? The Chiefs didn't even get to touch
they
the
didn't even
ball.
get the ball,
You're telling me,
which is why they
if they
changed
didn't
the
touch
rule.
the ball, they wouldn't have scored on the Bills team? Because we could speculate that. The way that they were moving, they would. And the Bills have a great defense.
Which is why they
But
changed that rule.
exactly. So, based on all of that information, all that knowledge we know about football, I'm telling you, if the Eagles had more time, if the Chiefs offense had scored earlier, if they weren't smart with the ball, the Eagles offense would have more than likely have scored either a field goal or a touchdown at the end of that game. But
Maybe.
Andy Reid's not going to let that happen. He's
Yeah,
like, I got
I'm
this
happy
game.
for Andy, man. I'm
Yeah,
happy for him. I
Andy
hope he
Reid's like,
doesn't
I'm not
retire.
going to do that. Yeah, he
Beating your
could. I
old
mean,
team,
if I'm him, I retire.
there's got
This
to be
is
some
it.
sweetness to it.
Yeah, man.
And
It's
was it is it Nick Sirianni? One of his he was like Nick Sirianni was a coach that was a coach of Andy Reid's or something. And he got fired by Andy Reid, so Nick Sirianni he had a grudge with Andy Reid as well,
That's a grub.
Oh,
He lost. Yikes.
which I thought was kind of funny, but yeah, he ended up losing. But yeah,
Yikes.
great game from Mahomes. Though I definitely think that he was a clear cut MVP
So now, what does this mean
hmm.
for Mahomes' legacy? Where does he move all time for QBs?
all time.
All time.
If you're asking me first, I would go with all time. He's definitely with this win. He's definitely in like a top 5 or top 7 criteria now.
How about you, Foodie?
I say all time. I mean, I would say the top five category. Like if you do Brady,
Yeah,
Montana,
yeah.
Manning.
Marino.
I mean, Marino doesn't even have a Super Bowl ring, so it's weird to put Marino like above Mahomes. I think
That's fair.
that's probably where Mahomes is at, right behind Manning, ahead of Marino.
I honestly, I put him above Manning, just from
What's your top?
just
Give us your
from
top.
the, uh, I'm very generic. Brady. Rogers is actually gonna slide out of mine with this performance. He has the MVPs, but he doesn't have he doesn't have the rings to back him up. But
Mm.
yeah, I'll go Brady, Montana. I wanna go. Damn, I didn't get to see Johnny Unitas, but by the numbers, you gotta put Johnny Unitas up there, I believe. And then I'll put Mahomes there. I think Mahomes is probably fourth all time right now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I want to look at the numbers, him like that, but I definitely think he's closing in. Um,
And
like you mentioned names
I'm
like
putting him
Unitas
above
and
Peyton
Montana.
because that Broncos Super Bowl always left a sour taste in my mouth. That one was all defense. Even the MVP was a defensive player.
I can't put him above Manning just yet, just because
Um,
of resume alone
Manning has the
and the stats
accolades,
that Manning has.
but if you look at
Yeah,
pace,
I'm
like if
about
you
to say
look
the
at their
resume.
age, like the trajectory that Mahomes is on is incredible. Like that's
I think Manning is he's an example of the long game for Mahomes. Like if I can reach Manning, then I can enter the door into Brady. That's how I think he should view it.
like
Because I
to
feel
me.
like you can't be better than Tom Brady, but your stats aren't past Peyton Manning's. Because Tom Brady's is like his stats are past Peyton Manning's and with the Super Bowls.
And if you look at his trajectory, to me, there's no reason why they wouldn't be in the AFC Conference Championship game next year.
Yep,
Like, there's no
for
reason
sure.
why. That's a scary thought. That's a
And they
scary
lost
thought.
Tyreek Hill. They lost
That's a
Tyreek Hill.
scary thought, man.
Didn't even have like time to recover.
Is that on the greatness of Mahomes and Andy Reid, or is it the competition that's just not catching up? Like the
Mahomes
AFC.
and Andy Reid. Nah, Mahomes and Andy Reid. They played a team that they literally had to come from behind and win. Foodie, what you think?
Uh, I think that Mahomes is like I, I don't know if he's not side by side Manning, he's right behind him, man. And I think that Mahomes has had, and it's only 5 years, bro, and we're already
That's
seeing
the
it. So
scary part
it
to
is
me.
only a matter of time
That's
before.
why that's why I think you should be very realistic and sober. Like that's why I'm like, bro, like let these rings keep stacking up. I'll be held to account in
Yeah,
regards to
you
these.
know what? When it comes to those quarterbacks, especially someone like Brady, you can't. There's no speculation. You have to do it. Speculating is just you're wasting your time.
To me,
He
Brady's a
has to win these
unicorn.
rings.
I
He
don't
has
even.
to win these rings.
We don't even. We keep
That's
comparing
why I say
everybody.
like
Mahomes is
that's
a
why I say
unicorn.
when Lair mentions Peyton Manning, I'm like think about it from the Brady ruler. For Brady to be better than Peyton Manning, he had to pass him in stats. I'm like, how in the world does Mahomes get to pass Manning and be compared to Brady if he's never even passed Manning in stats?
But that was incredible to me because Brady already had like 3 Super Bowl to
Of
Manning's
course,
1, and
exactly. But
people were
Manning was
still
all.
like, "Oh, Peyton
Remember,
this,
to
Peyton
me,
that."
the rules should always be Manning is the stat guy. Brady guy. You can't be compared to Brady if you're not past the stat guy. Because there was a time where Brady had more rings than Manning, but everyone still had Manning above
It it
Brady.
it it, it doesn't make sense because I'm like
Remember that?
all I
Like
remember
Brady,
for Peyton.
Brady had one. You would still probably put Peyton Manning there.
The Peyton losses, like the playoff, not chokes, but there's always a shortcoming. There's always a shortcoming for Peyton. I don't have this stigma. 5 years into the league with Mahomes, I always feel like he's the best. I always feel like he has the better chance. So I didn't get that feeling when Manning played, and that's why I'm like to me year 5
That's true.
Mahomes, year 5 Peyton. I think Mahomes more dominant. I think Mahomes is more of
That's a
an
good point.
unstoppable force.
That's a good point. When the vibes check, like
Like
before every game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
because you
you were
saw the Colts,
definitely
you're
on
like,
pins and needles.
are
Yeah,
they gonna pass the first round? Like you
yeah.
don't have that with the Chiefs. It's like, man, you know they're gonna find a way to win. You always got
So
that feeling.
we haven't even seen them get upset like that.
Like, man, and then the Eagles on the flip
Well,
side,
last year they did,
the Eagles
right?
had one of the softest schedules in the NFL. They
Yeah, in the
only
AFC
played from
Championship
behind.
game,
The Eagles only played from behind twice.
Manning would lose like the game before.
Always,
Yeah,
always.
in embarrassing fashion
It
too.
will
Like,
always, and it became a thing.
he throws the pick six.
Like it became a
Mm.
thing. Manning's shortcomings became a thing, a la Aaron Rodgers. Like it's almost the same to me.
It's becoming, yeah.
Rodgers is Peyton
Yeah.
right now. Like,
Oh yeah, and Lair, man, and to your thing, what you're saying, like the Eagles had a soft schedule. Like, I mean, I feel like they beat a lot of like teams that had some sort of high standards,
nah, man. Let let
but just never measured up is what it is.
let it be on the
You know what I mean?
record. The Chiefs had regular season battles while the Eagles were cruising. Like battles.
Okay,
Like they had the
so
Bengals, they had the Bills. Like they had actual
okay,
teams. They played the
but
Niners.
but you gotta think that okay, the Eagles beat the Niners in the playoffs. So, but you have to think, right?
Wasn't the Niners down their QB? Like their starting Q.
See,
Are we
and
forgetting
now it's
the
okay, okay,
actual game
okay, but
script?
but but that's
They beat a
but that's
backup's backup.
Y'all was
They
funny.
beat
but
a
but but
backup's
that's but
backup.
that's but that's the issue. It's you're moving the goalposts way too much.
No, no, no,
Like
no, 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 no.
they're beating teams that
No,
are in
no,
front of
no,
them.
no, 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 no.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. They're beating teams that are in front of them. They beat two playoff teams 4 times.
I get that.
Eagles, the Eagles the Eagles and the Cowboys, right? I mean the Cowboys and the Giants, right? They have to play those teams, which are playoff teams, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. And the Packers, they're one game away from
Who
the
played
playoff.
in the Cowboys games? Who played?
The the Packers, one game, they have to beat the teams that are in front of them, bro. They
They didn't
have
play
to beat the
Dak.
teams that are in front of them.
But my
If,
statement was they haven't been tested. That was my
oh,
statement.
no, no, no. Your statement was that they had a weak schedule.
Which they
Now you're
did.
saying they haven't been tested.
They
Like,
had a weak schedule. They haven't been tested because of that weak schedule. That's literally what
and
I said.
and, and
When
what
they
and,
got
and
to
what I'm
play the
telling you,
Cowboys, they played Cooper Rush.
and what I'm telling you, and what I'm
When they
telling you is
faced the
that
Niners, they faced the backup's backup. I
Purdy.
watched them.
I
I
mean,
watched them
you
be
can't.
behind in the Bears game. I watched them play from behind in the Bears game, and they survived by the skin of their teeth. And then I'm looking at the Chiefs season and the battles they had with the Bills, the battle they had with the Bengals. I felt like they were more tested. They were more ready for the big time game, because I hadn't seen Jalen Hurts in adversity. Now that
I
was just my statement.
I think that with your statement, if it, I mean, if you look at any other team that had a tough schedule, like let's just say the Jaguars, would you say that the Jaguars were more battle tested than the Eagles to win the Super Bowl?
The thing
No,
with
you wouldn't,
the
because it's
Jaguars
the
are a young team,
Chiefs.
man. The Jaguars
Because
are a
it's the
young team.
Chiefs. Exactly. It's the Chiefs. It's Mahomes. He's been in the Super Bowl 4 times out of 3 years. Like, that's insane. You don't have to like look at the Chiefs schedule to say that they are more battle tested, because that team has been there 4 times, like 3 times in 4 years. So I would just throw that away. I think that it's more or less the Eagles have not faced a top caliber team, which there's only
The
like
Niners were
three
gonna
teams.
be it, and then the
Yes.
injuries. The
I think,
Niners
yeah,
was gonna
I
be
think
it because I had the Niners in
that's
the
what I'm
bowl.
saying. The Eagles have literally beaten like majority of the playoff teams in the NFC, but there's like really only like 3 teams that are like really playoff caliber team. They just weren't on their schedule. Like the teams that you're thinking about is the Bengals and the Bills. Literally, that's it. There's no other team outside of those 2 teams that are even close to matching the Eagles. And it's not their fault that they didn't play them. They beat the teams that they were going against. I think it's that simple. So when you were saying, "Oh yeah, weak schedule, this and that," I'm like, I don't think it's a weak schedule. I just think that
No, it
it
was
just
ranked
so
by the
happened that a
NFL. It
lot.
was ranked as the second softest schedule in the NFL. You know when they do
Yeah, I
strength
mean,
of schedule.
but when you think about it, like, okay, the Giants did really well. Like, do you think that like now it's ranked the weakest schedule, or was it ranked the weakest schedule in the beginning of the seasons where the expectations were really low for like the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Giants? Because all 3 made the
I
playoffs.
mean, how many sub 500 teams did they beat? Did they face above 500 teams did they face?
Okay, I
That's
mean
why
they beat the Vikings. So did you think that the Packers were going to be as bad as they were?
I knew the Packers season would be messy because there was no receivers.
Okay,
Training
so
camp with all
so
brand new receivers.
since
We knew that.
so they're an NFC team, right?
The
And
NFC
the
is in
NFC
shambles.
bombed.
The
Yes,
NFC is in shambles.
exactly. But did you foresee that happening?
Like the
You
Lions.
didn't. If you sat here and told me, yeah, the Rams are probably not going to be good. If you could sit there and say that, then I would be like, okay, it looks like the Eagles might have a weak schedule. But the fact that the NFC just like completely bombed this whole year, like it's not their fault. It's not the Eagles' fault that that happened.
Hey,
It's really
you
not.
need a little bit of luck. You need a little bit of luck. But I think the Niners should have been in the ball. But unfortunately,
The Niners,
injuries
yeah,
happen.
the Niners, yeah. But that's what happens in the NFL, bro. You
Yeah.
get a flag called with a minute and 40 seconds left, and the ball gets ran down to 4 seconds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the difference between not being battle tested and being battle tested. You're telling me that's the difference. Like it's crazy to think. It's the luck of the draw, man. Will
Hopefully
they
they
be more?
hopefully the Niners are healthy next year because I don't think
I
they're going anywhere.
actually had a conversation earlier with Zen, and I was like, if I'm gonna bet on an NFC team in the Super Bowl, it's gonna be the 49ers.
Yeah, the Niners are steady,
Mm.
steady, and probably the best defense too. But
Hmm. Bring Purdy back. You have the
that's
defensive player of
another
the
thing.
year, Bosa.
You
Oh my
drafted,
god.
you moved up in the draft to get this guy,
Trey
not Purdy,
Lance.
Trey Lance. Do you
I,
have a
I think
quarterback battle at camp?
I think you give Trey Lance the benefit of the doubt first few games, and then you just move him. Like if it's not working out, if he's not winning,
I
then
don't
you
even
put
think that's
Purdy in.
fair. You should put Purdy in right away. You know what Purdy
Then
brings to the
then
table.
then I think they have to get rid of Trey Lance. I think you could get a lot for a quarterback of his caliber. Like think about some teams that might need him: Saints, Falcons. Well, unless they go with Ryzen, but
Man,
you
the
know
way the NFC is,
this.
anybody could use him.
Exactly. What do you think, Zen?
In regards to the Niners,
Yeah,
Niners are good. Yeah, they'll be good. Christian McCaffrey, they have a nice little setup. Bringing Purdy back and Trey Lance would be definitely good for the long term, but are they going to be quarterbacks for them to get to the NFC Championship game again? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of good teams in the NFC that were overlooked this year.
Well, the
Kyler Murray. Well, I mean,
Buccaneers lost
Kyler
out.
Murray got hurt too, but yeah, there's just a lot of teams in the NFC that can definitely compete. But the 49ers are definitely up there, though.
The Buccaneers lost Tom. The Panthers are a mess. The Saints, I don't know what the Saints are doing.
Vikings will be around.
Falcons are a
Rams will be around.
mess.
Rams will be back.
Rams,
They'll
their
be back.
mortgage, their future. They have no draft picks for the next like 3 or 4 years.
Of course, yeah. Now they have cap space. So.
I mean they'll get cut back, so hopefully hopefully they went over the cap. They're over the
Dude,
cap. They spend.
so
Nah,
you're
they'll have.
so
I mean,
Lair,
they'll definitely be out in free agency. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
so Lair, think about it. As an NFC East, as an NFC team, you have to think that like teams like the Eagles, the Cowboys, they're gonna thrive in the NFC because of like how
The Bears.
disastrous a lot of teams are right now in the NFC. That's what the Patriots did
Yeah,
in the
for a very
AFC.
long time. Yeah, for a very long
and,
time.
and what did they do? They won 6 Super Bowls in that time.
Very long time.
So
And everybody that was against the Patriots at the time, I remember my Dolphin fans. Why do they have the weakest schedule? They play the Jets twice. They play us twice. I remember
yep,
those years.
dude, those teams are just bad. Like, how is it the Patriots' fault that they couldn't get it together? You know what I mean?
Like
Like, how is it the Patriots' fault?
with no Brady,
Yeah.
I can see the Buccaneers free falling. So which means the
Exactly.
NFC South is going to be
Exactly. Yes, that's easy. Like if you're a team
shambles.
that it has the NFC South on your schedule next year, that's 4 wins right there, bro.
Shambles.
4 wins right there, bro. I'm
Quick
just
question:
that's exactly how you
Is
gotta look at it.
is this year a failure for the Eagles?
No.
No.
I mean,
no.
yes.
I mean,
In
18
terms
and
of
one in
they
the
didn't
regular
win the
season
Super
is kind
Bowl.
of hefty. But they got to
18-2 now.
18 and 2, 18 and 2. Like it's not a failure. It's just you're
I
this
think it is.
close. You're this close. You know.
I
What is this?
I think
Jalen
it's a
Hurts' second year, third year?
no. I think it's a failure in the aspect like if I was like an Eagle, like I think every team in the NFL thinks they could win. Like I think we could win, like type of mentality in terms of like think about the 49ers. They probably thought they could win the Vikings. I mean, they probably thought they could win the Cowboys. So the Eagles being that close, I think it is like it's obviously gonna be like, yeah,
Failure.
we'll be back next year. But like, are you? Are you gonna be back next year? Teams don't come back next year.
That's typically what they say, right, Joe Burrow?
Shit. Joe Burrow's so close. I thought he's gonna be the first to do it. Usually they don't come back the following year.
I agree with you. Shout out to Derpy in the chat. Yeah, Derpy, there was some questionable play calling by the refs. What do you guys think about that last play,
Oh
I'm
yeah, we
not
didn't even
blaming the
talk
ref.
about that.
man?
We talked about it a little bit, like when we said like Osai knocked Patrick Mahomes out of while he was out of bounds and everything. I think that players and coaching staff have to be more professional in those
do
type of
you
areas.
do you call
Don't
that
let the
holding
games to
play
refs.
as a referee in the last 1 minute of the Super Bowl, minute 40? Do you call that
How about
holding?
this? If he
Yes.
didn't call it,
Yes, I
it
do.
would be all over the internet.
Because they
Wouldn't it?
let those plays go all the time.
I'm just saying, wouldn't it? Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's. I feel like in those
double-edged
moments,
sword.
as Foodie's saying, in those moments in particular, there's just things you just can't do.
The NFL has to send a memo to teams like, listen, you guys are having your fan base blast us. Thankfully that dude owned up to it and he said that he did hold him this and that.
Yeah, he did.
But like NFL has to tell him like, yo, I know that the referees, they missed calls. They may throw some questionable calls. They may throw some rightful calls at the end of games that people are like, damn, why can't you just miss it? The NFL has to tell teams like, listen, you guys have to practice train your players better for these key moments because you're putting these referees in very bad positions.
I think the consensus on social media is yes, it was a hold, but they didn't call him earlier in the game.
Yes.
Why are they
But
calling him
that's what I'm saying.
now?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the main issue. Especially minute 40, Eagles got no timeouts. We're gonna get some prime football. We were gonna see if Jalen Hurts had the chops.
Yeah, I will say this. As much as I kind of, it was a holding or whatever, those moments as an official, you have to recognize like you don't want to become a part of the game, and I just felt like that they definitely did. Like for that reason, we were about to get a field goal attempt from the Chiefs, a would-be field goal attempt, and Jalen Hurts an opportunity to come down the field with a minute 30.
No
And
timeouts.
even after throwing the flag, meet up as men as officials, I would have looked at the score and been like, "Yeah, I didn't see nothing."
In the
like,
NBA, in the NBA,
like,
they
come
let
on,
those go.
like
They let those
those are
go.
those competitive,
1
those
minute to go.
competition call, yeah, competition
Like
calls. It's like,
like Foodie. What if they
yeah,
called a push off on Jordan in that Utah game when he hit the shot?
yeah,
Like
exactly, exactly.
that's
Yep.
literally.
Yeah, but Brian Russell might have been like, hey, he pushed me.
Brian Russell's
You
complaining
know?
about it till this day. He said it was a push
Yeah,
off. He said it was. Everybody recognizes the offhand,
yeah,
but in
But
that
we all
moment,
accept
at
it.
that
We all
time,
accept. He hit the shot.
come on.
yeah. But this is the side effect to it too, right? Imagine if Brian Russell got pushed off, but like kind of grabbed Jordan's arm a little bit. You know what I mean? As like a reflex. Then
Oh
Jordan
yeah,
kind of
then you call the
stumbled. They
foul.
would
You
have
call the
called that.
Then
foul.
you call
Yeah,
the foul.
of
Hell yeah.
course you call the foul. Yeah, you
So
gotta call the foul.
Maybe
That's
Byron
what I'm
Russell should have sold
saying.
it better. But either way, to have the
That's that,
game,
and that's what ushered in flopping. By the way,
that's what the game be having the game be controlled by that yellow flag on the floor. It was just I don't know. It left a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth. Because
yeah,
if the Eagles were gonna lose, let the Eagles lose. Don't let the refs impact that, man. Let the Eagles lose. Let's see if Jalen
dude,
Hurts
it
has the
was such
chops.
a honestly, it was such a sad way for the NFL to go out because it's like now they're gonna start playing like it's Madden. They're just gonna run the ball out and give them like 3 seconds. It's like, dude, what? This is the last 2 minutes of your NFL game. This is how and your biggest game of the year. You get people that don't even watch
Three
football.
kneels. Three kneels.
Yeah, bro, people that don't even watch football watching this game because everybody watches the football game, and they're like, "What the hell's going on?" Like, wait, what happened? They're like, they're just kneeling. Like, what? What's going on? Are the other guys gonna get the ball? Like,
And I'm looking
and
at it like that drive by Jalen Hurts. Hey, those are the drives that make legacies. Like,
yes,
even if he got a
yo,
field goal, forced overtime, it would have been so much better.
Lair, when you mentioned battle tested, bro, that would have been his test
It,
right
I,
there.
I would have loved to see it. I would have loved to either
I
see him
I want to see
crumble
it too.
or
Whether
see him
he
come through. Like,
exactly like let him throw an interception or something,
yep,
bro.
yep,
Don't
yep.
even. I would appreciate it to see him throw like an interception and the Chiefs win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than what happened, bro. Bullshit, BS, man.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
last
thank you,
call was
Derpy, man. I
definitely
agree with you.
malarkey,
I
man.
agree with you. The refs got too much power over that one.
They got into the way of the game.
They need to swallow their whistle at the
Yeah,
last two
man.
minutes,
Maybe they
bro.
had some money on the game, man. You know these days.
Chiefs were plus 105, bro. Of course they have money.
Oh, what a game! Gotta love it. But NFL is done, and NFL season is over.
Mm.
I hope Andy Reid comes back because he got to see this through. He got to help Mahomes solidify himself as the top dog or the number two all time. Like he got to stay.
You know what's crazy? If Andy Reid stays and does that, he's gonna move up to best coach of all time too, bro.
Above
Is there
Belichick?
talks of him not coming back?
Yeah,
No, I'm saying.
he was saying he might retire this off season,
Mm.
win or lose.
And I'll say this much: if he does retire, I think it'd be the perfect test for Mahomes to see
What he's really made of.
what he's really made of without him.
Let's
For
not
one,
forget.
early on, and then two, who's to say Andy Reid doesn't see that as well? An opportunity for Mahomes to grow without him, and he comes back later on.
um, let's not forget that Mahomes made
And by the way, Andy Reid has retired. Like he did leave the game before. He has taken time away.
Mm.
before Mahomes, Alex Smith. Andy Reid made Alex Smith a Pro Bowl A Pro Bowl quarterback with the
Yeah.
same Tyreek Hill who went for over 1,000 yards and the same Travis Kelsey who went for over 1,000 yards in that Chiefs offense. So let's not
Did he
forget.
say he wanted to help Mahomes to get that third? Did he say that? No.
I wonder. I wonder. I have no idea if he did.
If he's thinking about retiring, I
But
feel like he's not really that invested.
he's thinking about retiring. I mean, he's had a long career. Had
Of
a
course he
long
has.
career.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure it was sweet to beat the Eagles that fired him. The Eagles that he couldn't bring a championship to stop them from getting one. I know there was some sweetness to it.
Like, who's the last team he needs to beat?
I mean,
The Cowboys.
I'm sure he would have loved to beat Brady and Brady and Belichick another time, but because I know they got in his way a few times.
Well, they kind of did, right? They beat him in the AFC Championship game to send them to the thing to
Uh,
get their.
I thought
You know what I mean?
Mahomes lost their last meeting. I thought Mahomes lost to Tom.
Yeah, he did.
He lost to the Buccaneers, and I think he lost.
Nah.
Actually, yeah, Brady's last year. I think
Yeah, that
Mahomes
was
got him
big.
last year
Yeah,
in
Mahomes
Boston.
got him,
Mahomes got him
and then that was the
last year.
year that
But
they got
then,
their first. He got his first Super Bowl,
but then
right?
they got a Super Bowl rematch, and he lost to Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah, about to say the Tampa Bay kind of nullified.
Brady got the bragging rights, and Brady
Yeah,
retired, so Patrick will never get to even the score.
Mhm.
Brady always have that on the kid.
he's always gonna have. He's probably gonna always have numbers over him.
And we don't know how long Mahomes is gonna play. But even if Mahomes gets the 7 championships, Brady can always say, "I got you in head to head, and I got you in the biggest stage."
And I got more
Mahomes.
numbers. Yeah.
hmm
Mahomes is 27 years old. Barring injury, this dude's playing till he's 40, bro.
He'll
I
probably
I
shatter a
I
lot of
I
records.
see him potentially getting another two minimum. Well, I would say
Minimum,
one minimum,
minimum,
but two
minimum.
maximum Super Bowls by the time he turns 30, bro. They could win
Mm.
next
How many Super Bowls do you think he gets before 35?
4.
At
Oof.
least three, at least three.
Oh, yeah,
I'd
I
say
got
4.
three.
Because
Three
I'll
would be my
definitely
number.
say the
Three.
So you're
NFL.
saying for the next 8 years, he's only going to get one more Super Bowl?
No, I say at least three. Like I
Oh,
think at the very least, the floor would be three
oh! I say two. I say two extra by 35.
Like,
Oh, I
by
thought you meant like
35.
total. I thought you meant total. Sorry.
No, like three extra.
Oh,
Three.
three
Like he
extra.
has two
Okay.
now at
three more.
27. Like
Yeah.
until he's
I say
35. Like
two
how
more.
much do you see him winning? I say yeah,
I,
minimum three.
And I do
I
say,
say two
I'll
more.
say this though: the Bengals are not going anywhere. The Bengals are gonna test them. Um,
Or Mahomes might be the Brady to Joe Burrow's Manning.
we love it. We need it. I want it.
Manning probably should have had an extra 2 or 3, but
Yeah,
Brady, Belichick was just in the way at that championship game every time.
yeah, we need that. We need that. And then you got
Mm.
Rodgers who can't get by the Niners. The Niners are the gatekeeper of the NFC.
You got Josh Allen. How long does that Bills team
So
last?
Josh Allen needs to
Until
reunite
they
with his.
implode.
He needs to reunite with his OC from last year because this OC got him throwing picks left and right. His OC from last year went to the Giants, and oh, long and behold, the Giants have their best season in a long time.
Mm. That's
Uh,
gonna be an interesting team to watch, man.
so I don't know what's going on with the Bills, but they gotta shake it up because they can move the ball. They had a good defense. They just have turnover issues this year. So yet again, the Bills are back to the drawing boards.
Dude, they have. You know what the problem with the Bills is? Is they're looking for it a little too much.
Mm.
You know, like how the Bengals kind of upset them, and the Bengals players were talking about, oh, they're talking about like the Chiefs and the Bills playing a neutral territory. They're like, must have forgot about us, something like that. I think the Bills look
Mm.
forward a little too much, man.
Roll the check they can't cash.
Yep, exactly, bro. I think that was like a lot of teams when they were facing Brady, like they were looking forward to Brady, but then they would lose, and like the divisional rounds. They wouldn't even make it.
Right?
Yeah. Best two quarterbacks, though. I do say hot take. The best two quarterbacks in the NFL played in the Super Bowl this year. Going into next year, I think Mahomes is number
I agree
one,
with that.
obviously,
I agree with
and I
that.
think Jalen Hurts is at number
Jalen
2.
Hurts is good.
And like, I hate to like to put him over Joe Burrow
I was
because they
just about
both
to
pretty
come
much.
at you for that.
I hate to put him over Joe Burrow, but I was just gonna say like the record this year for the Eagles is impressive, and the way that they lost literally had nothing to do with Jalen Hurts at all.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts did his part.
Like
He did.
I can't like whereas Joe Burrow, like, that offensively, that they had line issues. There were still some things that they needed to
I mean,
fix.
is that on Joe though? Because the Eagles O
Of
line
course, I
is
mean, of course,
elite.
it's a part of your it's a part of your team, man. Peyton Manning
Yeah.
taught us, Peyton Manning can make anybody great. That's a part of being a quarterback. But I think Jalen Hurts overall line play, I kind of have to put. And I mean, if you want to say it's a part of his team, then yeah, that's why I'm putting him
And the
ahead
Eagles also
of.
have a better defense, so Jalen Hurts
Yeah,
had
they
that
seem more.
luxury.
They seem more championship fit than the Bengals
Because
do right now.
let's call a spade a spade. Even last Super Bowl, we didn't see the Bengals coming out hot like this. Like we didn't see they had woes on defense, they had woes with the line and they still got to the Super Bowl with all those issues. So I think I think we should look at Joe Burrow like this guy is a difference maker. Like this guy's
And I
really
will say
good.
they do play in different conferences, so
Hmm.
it just comes with the territory. Jalen Hurts is the best of the NFC. Joe
For
Burrow
sure.
can't say that about the AFC at all.
I do think in a vacuum, if you swap Jalen Hurts and put him on that Bengals team and you put Joe
Ooh,
Burrow on the Eagles, I think Joe Burrow doesn't skip a beat on the Eagles. Yeah, no
Jalen
cap, Joe
Hurts on the
Burrow's
Bengals is insane.
with no O line.
More physicality.
Mm, that'd be interesting.
You get a Pro Bowl
Better
running back.
receivers. The Bengals do have better
I
receivers.
know he actually gets a Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase
Jamar
and
Chase.
T Higgins.
But
Well,
less time to
well,
throw.
no, no,
Less
no,
time to
no, no.
throw.
But the Brown, AJ
AJ
Brown
Brown's
is.
not better than T Higgins or Jamar Chase.
AJ Brown's better than T
I,
Higgins.
I
I
know we
think
having
AJ Brown's
fun.
better. No.
I know we
T
having fun,
Higgins.
but
AJ
Let's
Brown's
not
better.
have that.
oh
Let's
my
let's let's
god, T
let's not do
Higgins.
let's not do the eye test because I hate the eye test when you're talking about football players.
Yeah.
This regular season, AJ Brown had a better season than
The year before
Of
too.
course,
The year
of
before
course, but
too.
No,
With
T
the
Higgins is
Titans.
sharing. T Higgins is sharing the load with the Jamar Chase though.
how's
Jamar
about
Chase
this?
missed a
I'll
lot of
give you this,
games.
Zen. I'll give you this. I'll give you this. All three are wide receiver ones.
Yeah, of course. They're all three wide receiver ones.
Okay,
Yep.
that's it.
I,
So
I,
That's
so
why I
Hurts to
think
go
Jalen
with
Hurts is
two
doing
wide
more. He's
receiver
doing more
ones.
with less. Hurts is
Yes.
doing more with less. That's
so
what I'm trying to
so
say.
all season,
The Lair don't realize it. He
Devontae
don't realize
Smith,
it.
and AJ Brown have been healthy all season. Jamar Chase missed about 7 games. Like
Devontae Smith is not Jamar
T
Chase.
Higgins has had at least 7 games to be a number one, and I'd love for us to have those numbers, but I don't think he's better than AJ Brown. Because AJ Brown, we saw AJ Brown on the Titans. We saw AJ Brown with a lesser QB, still eating, still killing.
Yeah,
But
AJ Brown's a beast, bro.
I think we need to put some respect on AJ's name.
I'll put respect on AJ Brown for sure, but I think, hey, that sells my narrative even more. Jalen Hurts is a stronger quarterback then.
Because I can even say,
Because I
hey,
think, how about
AJ
this?
Brown's
How
the
about this?
difference. They didn't go this far last year
Don't
until
you
they got
think
AJ.
Jalen Hurts? I don't know what you're arguing, but all I'm trying to say is Jalen Hurts on Cincinnati transforms that offense more than Joe Burrow does on the Eagles. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think and I was just trying to say that that's why I think Jalen Hurts is number 2 behind Mahomes.
I would
It's
like
clear.
to see Jalen Hurts with less time to throw, because that O line is. We know the Bengals O line. They be giving it up. They be giving it up. I'd like to see that. But yeah, those are all good QBs, man. The league's in good hands.
Joe Burrow with
Joe Burrow with
AJ
time.
Brown.
Joe Burrow with time to throw. Ooh,
Yeah,
Oh
I don't
man.
blame. I guess there's I think line play and quarterbacks. I don't know. Like I do feel like there is some chemistry building
Even
there
in
that
Dallas, like Dallas, that's another one. Dak has all the time in the world to throw. He just throws it to the wrong team. Even if you put a Joe Burrow behind that kind of O line, man, because I must stress this: Joe Burrow was one of the most pressured QB in the NFL. Like he's always running for his life, and he
I
still
guess
got it.
I'm just trying to say like I don't want to blame anybody else's play on line play. Like I'm trying to like that's like a different
I
conversation.
mean, you have
Like
to factor it in.
we could I mean of course, but you're trying to
Because I'll
make it
never forget
Trump,
that Super Bowl against the Buccaneers where Mahomes just didn't have time.
but you're in the suit like
Like
I don't know.
he
Yeah.
was in
To
the
me,
Super
it's a
Bowl.
part of your.
But
It's a
you
part
made
of
it to
your
the Super
QB.
Bowl.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's a
but
part
two
of your
tackles
QB
got
dynamic.
hurt the
Dude,
AFC
it's a part of
Championship
your
game.
QB dynamic,
His two
though. Like
starting tackles got
that's who
hurt
you
the
are.
game
That's who you
before.
are. That's who you are, though. Do we get to the Super Bowl and say, "Oh yeah, but you got Jamar Chase"?
No, but we
Like so why would you just
your two starting linemen got injured the game before the Super Bowl though. For Patrick. For Patrick. That was huge. That
Of
was
course, and
huge.
that's why I say
On the
you
left side,
are.
I believe.
Yeah, you are what you are. Like you can only be as good as your team is. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole only reason why you're even in the conversation. Because without Travis Kelsey, Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be like we would think, right? You know,
Yeah, you could
like
say, oh,
you know
he
what I'm
got the
saying? Like, do you get what
greatest
I'm trying to
freaking
say? Like
tight
that's
end
what I'm
of
saying.
all
Like I don't
time.
want to keep talking about these extras. They are who they are. He plays for the
Yeah.
Eagles. They have a good offensive line. That's who they are.
Uh, the Bengals will fix that line this summer, though.
Just like,
The
yo, how
Bengals will
about
fix
this?
it
Do
this
we
summer.
make these excuses up for Rodgers right now?
His excuse is the receivers.
He's
Yeah,
gonna
Of
make
course, but
excuses for Rodgers for like the past 10 years,
do
bro.
we make these excuses up and then say, yeah, but Rodgers is still better than Jalen Hurts?
no.
So
Although,
why? And that's
although
why I'm saying to say, well, we don't need to for Joe Burrow. He hasn't even proven he can even do anything.
I mean, he got to a Super Bowl.
Of course, but I've seen Rodgers win one.
Yeah, and now Jalen Hurts hasn't won one either. So they're the
Of
same.
course, so, yeah. So that's why I don't want to give Joe Burrow them cookies, man. Why you don't give it to Rodgers, man? So I'm not giving it to 5-year pro Joe Burrow.
Aaron, yeah.
Speaking of Rodgers, where's he going? I know you Google searching.
Tuesday, Tuesday.
Yeah,
He's
but
taking a long weekend.
you know he's Google searching all
He's
weekend.
Yo,
I
Aaron
didn't go
Rodgers
Google search.
to
He said it on the show. He said it on the show with Pat McAfee.
Pat
He's gonna
McAfee.
yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
He's taking a 4 year of darkness. He's putting his phone on do not disturb, and he's gonna announce what he wants to do with his future.
he's mentally preparing himself to go to the Jets. That's what's happening.
Think so?
I think he'll go
Bro,
to the
that is the best.
Raiders before the
Bro, that
Jets.
is the best. Yo, if I'm Lamar Jackson, I want to go to the Jets. If that is the best team to go to right now, bro.
And remember, whatever happens, it has to be via a trade for Rodgers. Whatever happens has to be via trade because he signed that extension. But
Mm.
management is willing to to accommodate him, whether he wants to stay or go, or
Oh, they're willing to
yeah.
trade him.
Allegedly,
Okay.
allegedly, we'll see. We'll see.
Bro,
Yeah,
they
with
could.
the NFL,
You
we'll
We'll
gotta.
see.
see.
No. It's
If he wants to
not even
stay in
the
Gotham
NFL.
City with those receivers, more power to him.
No. Think about it, right? It's when you think about the Green Bay Packers, it's the only team in the NFL that's not owned by a single owner. It's owned by a whole bunch
Yep,
of shareholders. So they're
shareholders.
Oh,
gonna, they get
I didn't even
paid.
know that.
Hmm.
Roger, if Rogers plays, they get paid. That Lambeau Field is gonna be filled up. You put a bum quarterback as your starting quarterback, oh, they're gonna start losing money.
Yeah, but the thing is, why would you draft instead of drafting T Higgins? Why would you draft Jordan Love? Like, why would you not pay Devontae Adams? Like, there's a lot of questionable calls by the shareholders, man. A lot of questionable calls.
I mean, not. I mean, I think they look at it like, okay, if Aaron Rodgers isn't there, we're paying this wide receiver how much money?
Who,
You
Devontae?
know,
Yeah, but
yeah. So
you
like we could save that
guaranteed
money.
Rogers staying longer if you pay Devontae.
I don't think
Guaranteed.
so. I don't. I think that's why Devontae left. No. Wait. You're telling me the Packers? I thought the Packers offered Devontae more money than the Raiders.
No, I think it was less, and then he told them, "Do not franchise tag me," and then they franchise tagged him, and then
Mm.
he was offended, said, "I'm out, I'm
Oh,
out."
okay, okay,
And Rogers had told them too, like, "Do not franchise
okay.
tag him." They
So
still franchise tagged him.
I got it from his agent, Devontae Adams' agent. The Packers offered him more money,
Hmm.
but it was his lifelong dream to be with the Raiders.
Lifelong dream.
Mm. And he's at the stage of his life, I guess. I mean, I would have liked to see Devontae Adams win a ring with the Packers before leaving, but I don't know. He got his wish. The dysfunctional Raiders, and he had a crazy good season too.
Yeah, and I think even if they franchise tagged him,
Yeah, they
the
did.
franchise
March
tag,
8th, 20 million.
the
He said, "Do
franchise,
not franchise tag me."
yeah, the
Before
franchise tag is more money
20 million.
initially,
Mm-hmm.
but it's only for one season with no guarantees. So if he gets hurt, he doesn't get paid.
Yeah, he
And
was
then two,
offended.
he would, yeah, it's kind of messed up. So is it more money technically? No, because it's only a 1 year deal. Whereas obviously the deal from the Raiders, they're
That's
offering him family money.
the real
you
reason why
know,
he went to the Raiders is because they franchise
yeah.
tagged him on March 8th, and he told them
But
not to.
nah. But
Mm.
it's not. But it's not more money though, because the Raiders were giving him a long-term deal
Hmm.
rather than just a 1 year,
The Packers
lump
screwed that
sum.
up.
Yeah.
They screwed that up.
Yeah, 5 years. He got 5 years, $141 million, bro.
They
With
screwed
the
that up
Raiders, right?
with the Raiders.
Yeah,
They screwed
bro.
that up. They screwed
And
that
But
I
up.
think
but
they
but
wanted to
the
the
Packers
Packers the
offered.
longest 3 years, was it?
No. What happened was that he got franchise tag. Then the Raiders offered him the money, and the Packers like, wait, we'll offer you more. But then
And
at
you
that point, Devontae
already
Adams was already
franchise
out.
tagged
Yeah,
me when I
yeah,
told you don't
Yeah,
franchise tag
yeah.
me. I
Gotcha.
yeah.
told you.
He
They
took
wanted to
less
keep. They
money.
wanted to keep rebutting.
Come
Yeah,
Yep.
on, man. Don't play that game. Come
they
on.
wanted to
Yo,
keep rebutting, bro.
that's the Christian Kirk.
Don't
Yo,
play.
yo,
And so now the report is,
yo,
but we offered him more money. What about everything before that? Come on.
yo. That's the
Yeah, the
AJ
Packers are
Brown.
funny.
That's the AJ Brown Christian Kirk thing, bro. As a wide receiver, if you're at that age where you're like 28, 27, 28, go get your money, bro. Go get your money. The NFL is fickle. You'll get hurt, and that would be it. Go get your money, bro.
Come on, man. And then the
Don't let these
Packers, who
teams mess around with you.
allegedly are committed to winning, why would you draft a Jordan Love when you have T. Higgins on the board? T. Higgins was doing an interview um last week, and he was like, I was shocked. He's like, I for real thought I was going to be a Packer. And when they selected a quarterback, everybody was confused. Rodgers was confused.
Isn't that
Everybody
when
was
it all
confused.
started with Rodgers and that the new
That's when it
head coach?
all went downhill, man. Jordan Love, and they played Jordan Love in 2 games, and he looked like crap.
He saw the Brett Favre flashbacks. He's like, oh shoot, they got my replacement.
We would have had T. Higgins on one side, Devontae Adams on the other, man. Now we have Romeo Dobbs and Christian Watson. Had to waive Sammy Watkins. But some franchises are like that, man. They don't help. They don't help their QBs. And then I see the Joe Burrows with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Boyd. You see Jalen Hurts, the Eagles being aggressive, getting him AJ Brown, drafting Devontae Smith.
Well, even the Jaguars, Christian Kirk, bro, he
Christian
was good
Kirk,
for
they
them.
paid that man. They paid him. Christian Kirk's
Yeah,
a
they paid
solid
it.
receiver.
Yo, he was good for them. They made the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, man, you gotta
Like,
have weapons in this league. It's a passing league. Why would you not have
mhm.
Ferraris and Lamborghinis? You wanna have a Corolla out there?
Yeah, me and Zen were saying it earlier how it's a very offensive league right now.
Like
Where
even though Juju didn't pan out to, Juju was a big name. Like
he
he had
helped,
high
yeah,
expectations.
he helped. Yo, even in the Super Bowl, he helped move the
He
ball.
helped.
He
Oh
caught
yeah,
like
he had that
3
drive
or
where he
4
caught
in a
everything.
row
Yeah,
in the
that drive where
fourth.
he caught
Yeah,
everything.
yeah, like 5 catches,
Yeah.
bro.
Like,
Bro,
come on. If
like
you're committed
it's
to
it's
winning, you give
mm,
your QB weapons.
and that's one of the difference between watching the game and just reading off stats.
Hmm.
Because you're like, okay, Juju had like 5 catches. You see other people like, all right, well, he did okay, but you're like, no, bro, fourth
When
quarter,
when he got those
he
catches matter.
yes
Hmm.
mattered a lot. They could not stop him. He was catching everything, bro.
Hmm. We got Derpy back in the chat. Lamar needs to go to the Washington or the Colts. Come on, you know he would look good in Washington. Where should Lamar go, man? Lamar, that's another one. That's
The
another
Jets,
franchise tag drama.
Where's Lamar from? Where's Lamar from?
Florida. People are saying
He's Florida
Dolphins.
bred.
People saying Dolphins.
Florida
Yeah, people are
bred.
saying Dolphins.
Tampa.
Dolphins are nah. Dolphins is like the most ready to win team.
Yeah, Dolphins.
Honestly, with
With
Tua's brain
Tyreek.
being one hit away, why shouldn't they try to go get Lamar? Why shouldn't they try to get Lamar? Because that's all they're missing. They're missing a
Tua's
QB.
still in concussion protocol, bro.
He just cleared it.
Oh, he just cleared it.
He just
Oh,
cleared it
okay.
like last week. He was in there for 2 months. Like,
Wow,
this is
man.
terrible. This is
If I'm him, he's got to retire, bro.
like
It's
this
one
is
more hit and you're brain
one
dead.
more hit. One more hit, man. One more hit. I mean, if we take a look at the Commanders, if you take a look at Washington, that
Commanders.
Commanders, all they're missing is a QB. They have
Nah.
McLaurin. They have they have that
Well,
arm
they got a
Swiss
good coach.
knife receiver. They got running backs. They got two good running backs. They have a good defense. Like, but there's a few teams like that. Lamar in Miami.
I don't know if Lamar goes to NFC, bro. I think he may stay in the AFC, but it might be a good time to go to the NFC right now.
Oh yeah, the NFC is in shambles, man. The
Mm.
NFC is in sham, and there's a couple of teams that are a quarterback away. Yeah. Like there's no doubt in my mind if the Saints get a good QB, they're back on the map.
Falcons is another team.
Falcons, yep, Falcons got a lot of young players, young talent.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Sean Payton just went to where did he just go?
Broncos.
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 AFC. Okay,
He's gonna try to
AFC.
fix that offense because they have a top 5 defense still.
Mm.
They just gotta fix that offense over there. Um, Jerry Judy was very underutilized. I think Jerry Judy is another great receiver. Like I don't know what was up with Russell Wilson. Yeah, Lamar Jackson to be an MVP and then to not get a contract is insane. You know he's only making 2 million right now. Mac Jones is making more than Lamar Jackson.
Dude, that's what I'm telling you, man. In the NFL, players need to have no loyalty to teams, bro. No
It's
loyalty to teams. Force the
insane.
team to pay you. Force the team to pay you. Go get that Albert Hainsworth contract, bro.
Insane.
Get overly paid. Get overly
Albert
paid.
Hainsworth. That fat contract, bro.
Yeah, he's still eating from that contract, bro.
Like Lamar, they're doing dirty, doing them
Yeah,
dirty, and
like,
it's not like
and
they're
the thing
winning
is,
without him.
yo, if the Ravens just pay him, I feel like that would just a sigh of relief. Let's move forward and win.
It's
But the
insane to
fact that
me.
they're not paying him,
My young QB
the
wins the
morale's
MVP.
down.
I pay him. This is insane. This is insane.
Second year was an MVP in the league, bro. That was crazy.
Never heard of. Insane. Hey, but if they do trade him, the lines were floating around, which we already know that's a potent offense. But that defense is Swiss cheese. Panthers and also a team looking for a QB. They have a lot of assets from the McCaffrey trade.
Mhm.
Obviously, the Raiders is an obvious one. Raiders got picks for days. They need a QB. They want. I know Josh McDaniels wanted Tom Brady, but I think Lamar Jackson would be a good consolation. And obviously the Jets.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
So, there's so
Cardinals, no, they're committed to Kyler.
I mean, you sure? I mean, yeah, but he's hurt now.
They committed to Kyler. They fired the coach. They're gonna
They
bring in a
really
coach
fired
that's
the
gonna
coach.
cater to Kyler a little more.
And a lot of teams actually want that coach, by the way.
Kingsbury.
Cliff
Yeah,
Kingsbury.
I think
but
he
he said
ends up a
he's going
OC
to
or something.
Thailand. He said he's going to Thailand.
Yeah, he's there right now. He's taking a break from football, a mental break from football.
Mm.
Baltimore Ravens, man. Yikes. I still can't believe they won't pay that man. And they probably won't trade him either. out
That's
of
why when
out
he
of
gets
spite.
these phantom injuries, he takes more time off,
Out
bro.
of spite.
Why not?
hmm
Why not? Why not just
Don't
not
take too
play?
much time off. Ask Deshaun Watson. They took Deshaun Watson like
Yeah, I
six
mean
games to
that was a
get back
different
into form.
time off. That was
uh,
like a year and a half,
not
bro.
for nothing.
Oh,
I think Deshaun Watson will be phenomenal next year. Like full off season,
phenomenal.
full
I don't know about
OTAs.
phenomenal. But I think he'll be okay.
Cause his timing, oh man, like you could see it too. Like everything, the mechanics was off. He just needs to
I
get
think
out
he'll
there and
be.
play.
I think he'll be like a lower middle of the pack.
He wasn't even allowed to practice with his new team like during that thing, So I think he'll be
Mm.
fine next year. I think he'll be fine. He's probably practicing with them right now. uh,
Yeah, Deshaun Watson is another one of those like you know egregious contracts.
oh
Deserved it at the time. So Lamar Jackson's like, wait, if this guy could get this much,
yeah. Hey,
then
Deshaun Watson didn't even win an
I should be
MVP.
able to. Mm.
Like what?
And he got paid fast too, bro.
Like what?
5 years, $230 million,
Leave it
bro.
to Baltimore though. Leave
Two
it to
hundred thirty
Baltimore.
million dollars guaranteed, by the way.
Insane.
Cleveland Browns,
Yo,
man.
think
They hated Baker Mayfield that much.
you know what's
Baker was
crazy?
mad. I don't care.
You know what's
Baker was
crazy about
terrible.
the Deshaun Watson contract and how people are like, "Oh, well, Mahomes is getting paid $500 million for 10 years." Like, bro, this dude's contract is just as fucking inflated but shorter. So it's like I don't know if it's better for him, but $230 million, 5 years. That's
Whew.
pretty much five. That's a lot, and it's guaranteed. The entire contract is guaranteed for Deshaun Watson. So he was getting paid.
He's like fully indebted to that community.
He was
Mhm.
getting paid when he didn't even play.
Wow, that's crazy. But then you
Mm-hmm.
have somebody who's playing while not getting paid and got hurt while not getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. If I'm him, I'm sitting out, man. I'm not gonna risk an injury and not have no guaranteed money waiting for me at the end of the door at the end of the season. Mm-mm. No way, Jose.
Okay. So Lamar Jackson made $23 million this year.
Right, and
Last year of his rookie contract.
now they're gonna franchise tag him. He's good for another 20 million, but if he gets hurt, he gets nothing.
So Von Miller and Mark Andrews believe Ravens QB is worth more than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, at this point,
At this
yeah, that
point,
makes
hell
sense.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Age, you gotta factor in age and all that. Um,
Mm.
honestly, if I'm his agent, I'm literally telling him if they franchise tag you, which they said they would. I think they did already. Don't play. Don't play. Wait the year out, and then you can walk.
I
Wait.
wouldn't play.
So
I wouldn't play on that crap.
here's some Ravens propaganda, for the Ravens team. So apparently they did offer him like a Deshaun Watson style contract,
And he wanted more.
$250 million contract extension,
How many
but
years?
there was a 5 years.
Mm,
But apparently there was a possible $100 million gap.
they put a clause in there.
Jackson
Incentives.
Jackson wants 350 for 5 years.
What?
Yeah.
Is that
350?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't even won a bowl, bro.
wait. How much is
I mean,
Mahomes getting right now? We gotta
Mahomes
compare.
getting like 40 million a year, 40 or 50 million a year. 50 million a year.
He wants a Mahomes contract.
Nah, this is way more than a Mahomes contract, bro. I think He should have went for the 250 million fully guaranteed. He should have went for that. That's what you're worth, bro.
I mean, that's what they're saying. I'd love to see what it was really big
But
ass, really big.
that's coming out of a Raven, like I said, Ravens.
Mhm.
This propaganda.
Mhm.
You know how they be.
Mhm.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah, he
Ravens.
turned down 5 year 250.
Yo, they were having such a good season until he got hurt. Bro.
That's
I think
true.
they lost like 4 games. They were like 10-4 or something like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they were 10-4, and then they lost every game after he got hurt. I think at that point he was like, "See, y'all can't win without me."
They can't. They can't. That
Mm.
team cannot win
And
without him.
and they beat
And then yeah, that's crazy. And then when they negotiate, like
mm,
they try to, I don't want to say lowball him, but he even goes to 350.
I think he's if
I
but
don't know
that's
if
it.
he did. I don't know if he
That,
did.
yeah, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. But I think that he's worth at least a Deshaun Watson contract, 5 years, $230 million, up to maybe. I don't know if you do 50. I think $45 million a year. I don't think you could do $50 million a year, but it sounds weird every
Rogers is
year.
getting 50 million a year right now. That
Mm,
extension, that's 50 mil a year. Russell
okay,
Wilson,
maybe
49 million a year. Kyler
I
Murray,
think that
46 million a year.
I think that's what Mark Andrews was talking about. He said they're worth more than Aaron Rodgers'
So he
contract,
probably asked for a contract like that.
$55 million a year.
hmm Rogers is getting 50 mil a year. Mahomes only getting 45 a year, but he got that
They
over
don't
10
want these
years.
QBs. They don't want these QBs, man.
Like
Mm.
50 million a year.
Packers and the Ravens both want to walk away.
Well, the extension with Rogers was team friendly because really, he's on the book for another 2 years and that's it. They free up
Yeah,
50
but
mil in cap space.
at the same time, they certainly aren't giving him any help.
None whatsoever. That is true.
They're like giving him mad money with no team.
Like here, we'll give you the money, but we're not gonna spend on receivers. Sorry, not sorry.
And even your star wideout, we're gonna like negotiate for the sake of negotiating. and then they do like
They're trying to
in
penny
good faith.
pinch.
Yo, in good faith. Like it's like,
They're
bro, know
trying to
your
penny pinch.
dot.
Now when they realize they pissed him off, okay. We'll give you the maximum. No, no, I'm out of here. Devontae, go where you're
Lamar's
appreciated, man.
gone.
Go where you're
Rogers
appreciated,
gone.
man. I think Rogers goes to the Raiders. On that thought.
Where's their cargo then?
Their
Vegas.
car is about to get waived. Did you not see the last report? Yeah, their car is about. They shopped him,
Yeah,
but then
he
he
said he
went and
doesn't wanna. He
privately.
doesn't want to trade.
He privately met up with the Saints and had a workout with the Saints, and now he's like, I don't want to be traded. I think he has a no trade clause or something like that.
What's wrong with being traded,
Yeah,
bro?
he
And
has a
now,
no trade
and
clause,
now he
and they
wants
want
to
to
be
trade him to
waived.
get value back. But
He
now he's saying,
demands.
just waive me.
He demands to be waived. He demands to be waived so
Mm.
that he can go and walk on to the Saints.
So there's definitely a disconnect between him and that office right now,
I
bro.
mean,
He
have you
is.
seen him play lately?
Mm,
I think they waited too long. They should have traded him right away. They
mm.
waited way too long. Let him find a new home. And the Saints are probably like, yeah, we'll take you, man. We'll move on from Jameis.
Yeah, but they got Devontae Adams, so I'm thinking they probably thought that they're gonna have a solid season,
hmm That's true.
and it
That's
went
true.
south
Yeah,
fast.
real fast. Which I don't know how much of it was Derek Carr and not McDaniels. Because Derek Carr looked good the year prior, but without Devontae.
Mm.
That's interesting. Hey, but they're committed to McDaniels. So there you have it.
NFL, man, the fallout.
National Football League.
42 mil. 41 mil.
Who's
Derek
that?
Carr. Derek Carr.
What a waste of
That's
money.
how much he's making.
Mm-hmm.
What a waste of
See
money.
what I mean? When you're
Jumps
Lamar
to
Jackson,
41. Jumps to 41 this Thursday or something.
Mm-mm. Lamar Jackson said, "Pay
If
me."
if if the Raiders don't waive him, if he's on the roster.
Which I think that they might waive him. They might waive him
okay. So as
because
if you're Lamar Jackson, you're better than Derek Carr, so you're making over 41. Like that's a gimme. Lamar Jackson's got to make 45 or 55, 45 to
Mahomes is
55.
making 45 mil a year. Rogers is making 50. I think Lamar wants more than Rogers, so we'll say what 55. 55.
55.
Oof. He wants 55 over how many years? Because Mahomes took a team friendly deal. Very team friendly.
Mm.
Lamar said, pay me.
Yeah, but I mean, Mahomes, does he really need to like mess up the cap? He's getting so much endorsements just by.
Exactly. That's very true. Lamar's like, you
You
gotta,
know,
you gotta
there's
pay
some
me.
kickbacks in
Nah,
there.
Lamar
Oh,
needs
there's
a
some unreported kickbacks.
Lamar needs a Deshaun Watson deal with a lot of incentives for more money.
Hmm.
I think more than
And
Deshaun.
Deshaun is what, 45?
I think 275 million dollars overall 5-year contract.
Lamar, man, get that man 300, man. Get that man 300. Call it a day.
Mm-hmm. I say 300, and if you win like a certain amount of MVPs,
Yeah.
can go up to
Mm.
like 340,
But the
something like
Ravens,
that.
being the Ravens, they're not gonna do it. And now he's gonna get to mess up the balance of the NFL and walk onto a team.
Walk onto like a team that's like ready to win.
To me, I would
Hmm.
say if you get MVP this year, you get a $20 million bonus.
Like, dude. Right, right. That's how you word it. That's how you put it in the contract, man. But looking at it now, objectively, if I'm Lamar Jackson, if you franchise tag me, I sit out a year and I walk on to either the Dolphins, the Jets, the Buccaneers, teams that are ready to win now. And I look at the Ravens like, hey, could have been you.
Mm. Yeah, if Lamar Jackson leaves that team, like they lost 3 games in a row,
You can't
literally.
even go to a week. You can't even go to the NFC and go tear, create mayhem. So they're
Mm.
they're about to shift the scales, man. If they don't pay that man, they're gonna tip the balance.
And they gotta pay. They got away with paying him a mil, bro. $2 million.
They had him playing MVP caliber play at quarterback for $2 million. Finessed, and then when he got
Mm.
hurt, he got finessed.
This is the thing. You say he got hurt, but I think that he could have played.
Oh
And I
yeah,
think
oh yeah.
a lot
Would
of
you
people were
play?
saying that
Would you rush back from injury though for that?
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
And RG3 had his back. Well, obviously they were teammates for a little bit. So
Hmm.
RG3 likes Lamar Jackson. And
Hmm.
RG3 was like, that's why he got hurt. He was trying to be that guy to come back and play hurt. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And just to kind of give the team a winning chance because they wanted him to come back. And he was like, if he would do it all over again, once he got hurt the first time,
You would.
he would have like took some time off and then came back
And
and
this
played.
time, he took his time. He's like, you know what?
Yep.
I'm gonna make sure
Yo,
Manny's all right.
I'm more than positive he called Lamar Jackson was like, yo,
Don't
don't
play.
go back.
Don't
Don't
play.
play.
Don't
Because if
play.
you hurt yourself again, it's gonna be a lot more severe,
And
bro.
your value will decrease.
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah, they
Decrease.
want you to win for them, but if you get hurt, then it's like, oh well, we don't have to pay you anyways. Look at you, you're hurt.
Yeah, it's in Lamar Jackson's best interest to stay home this summer.
Yep,
Don't report to camp, man.
exactly. Don't report to camp. Hold out. Be
Then
like,
if
hey,
it
I'm injured.
forces them to either trade you or let you walk, they'll
Yeah,
trade him.
you're Lamar Jackson. You're gonna come back and you're gonna play top caliber
Easy,
football.
easy,
Yeah.
easy, easy.
You don't need training camp.
Easy. If
You
I'm
know who your
him,
people are.
just be with your personal trainer, work on your mechanics, stay sharp.
Dude, what wide receivers did they have? They won 10 games, and
They
he
have
wasn't even.
nothing anyways. Mark Andrews, like they have nothing anyways.
Dude, I mean,
Bateman,
besides,
they
obviously,
traded
Mark.
Hollywood Brown behind his back. He didn't know they were moving Hollywood Brown.
Dude, it's like you won 10 games, and you had no wide receivers. Your running backs all got hurt.
Lamar's top 5,
Like,
man, for
your
sure,
running backs all got hurt.
for
Yeah.
sure. He ain't got no AJ Brown, no Devontae Smith, no Jamar Chase.
Oh my- Yo, and they're winning games, and they beat. Yo, if you look at the schedule, they beat some really good
In a
teams.
tough division, man.
Yeah. Probably one of the hardest divisions to win in. Because even if the teams are bad, they're gonna play you their hardest because they hate you.
Lamar, man. They are true rivalries, man, with the Steelers. Even when the
Mm,
Steelers, that's another team, by the way. The Steelers are
one quarterback away. Right?
really good at drafting. Really good at drafting, man. Really good at drafting.
Well, that's another team that's one quarterback away
Yep, one
from.
quarterback away. Like, what's that receiving core?
Meanwhile,
Pickens,
Josh Allen gets his deal done.
Deontay
Oh, really?
Johnson.
Josh Allen got
He got paid.
When? Today?
nah, he's been done.
Yeah,
250.
Oh, okay.
come on, man.
Mm.
Josh Allen.
He's not won an MVP either.
And Lamar's asking for more than Josh because Lamar won an MVP. Like, none of these
And
cats won an
wasn't
MVP.
Lamar Jackson in the MVP race a little bit this year?
Yes.
You're talking about him being MVP a little bit. Come on,
Insane, man.
pay
Insane.
the man. I only say pay
They're
him because, like,
blackballing that boy, that man. They're
I
blackballing
feel
him.
like such a weight lifted off of the shoulders of the organization. Like, okay, we paid you. Now go and perform. Go and do
Mhm.
your. Let's get
Mhm.
some receivers around him. Let's win a
And
Super Bowl.
and as Zen said, put incentives to make him push to the next level. Put incentives. This amount of yards, this amount of touchdowns, this amount of MVPs. Put incentives along the way. Keep him sharp. Go get that bag. They don't want to do that though. They don't want to do that. It's okay.
Yeah,
The Ravens will be bad next year. They'll be bad.
they've already proven they can't win without him because
Yeah.
quarterbacks aren't like just hanging from trees in the NFL.
Not in this
You
pass
know
heavy league. Maybe before, not now. You need a good quarterback now.
exactly. Before you could be like, okay, I could outsmart the coach.
Before you can have a great defense and bring Rex Grossman to the Super Bowl. Chicago Bear, like what they
Mm,
did there.
mm.
When you got Lacker at quarterback, at linebacker, But
Trent Dilfer.
those days are long gone.
Trent-
Yeah, those days are long gone. Where you could hide your bad quarterback with good running schemes and a top-notch defense. You can't do that these days.
mm.
You gotta put up some numbers on the board, man.
49ers almost did it.
Almost, but Purdy was moving the ball.
Whoa,
Purdy
Purdy
was
was like 7-0,
Purdy
bro.
was going on game-winning drives with 2 minutes left.
Listen, you can't say that about Purdy. And in Lair earlier, you called him the backup of the backup, bro. No, Purdy. That's like calling
No, no,
Brady.
no, 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 no. Purdy got hurt that game. Like what? First quarter? The Eagles
I
played
know,
Purdy's backup.
but what I'm saying is like you called him a backup, bro. Nah, bro. Purdy's a
Nah, Purdy's
starter.
good. No, 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 no. If Purdy played that whole game against the Eagles, it's a whole different
Yeah,
game script. A whole different game script. Purdy got
that
hurt.
40, dude. That 49ers defense is insane,
Purdy got
bro.
hurt, and even with that insane defense, they had no chance. It was lopsided. Cause what was
Offense couldn't
the
stay on the
other
field.
the other QB was getting delay of games.
Mm.
He didn't know what to do.
Yeah, he's like, bro, I'm just practice
He
squad.
was
Like
not ready at all. At all. Purdy looked like he was ready for
he
the end.
goes,
Purdy was like, about damn time. Let me shine.
he goes to a day job after they had him in the
Like
biggest
what?
NFL game, bro.
Brock Purdy had
Yo, this dude
everybody singing
arrived
for
to the
him.
team that day.
Like,
Literally in his other job's work uniform, bro.
and I was so surprised because to me, Purdy was so game ready. I thought, hey, Purdy's backup's probably gonna be just as good. And to see that, I'm like, oh damn. Oh no! This dude is not ready
Mm,
for an NFL snap. His first play was it's literally his first thing was a Delia game, and then he
mm.
proceeded to have like three of those.
He was nervous.
1st and 15, 1st and 20. I'm like, bro, third and
He was
35. These are real numbers. Like, and then they try to ride McCaffrey, and I'm like, that's not gonna work, man. That's not gonna work.
did McCaffrey throw a pass or something?
Man, they were trying everything. They tried to put Debo back there. And that team was so ready to win now. It's like, damn.
Oh man,
Like,
I must.
damn.
I mean, I guess it gives them some clarity on like their quarterback. Do you keep Trey Lance or do you go with Purdy? But Purdy
Man, Purdy
is
looked good,
exactly
man.
what you
Purdy
need,
looked
man.
good. Remember when Trillin started, the offense looked anemic. And the players were calling for
Mhm.
Jimmy G back. And then Jimmy G comes back, boom, the Niners are winning games again.
Yep, they're winning games, but like the skin of their teeth,
Yup.
they win.
And
Then
then they
boom,
get
Purdy
Purdy,
comes,
they're smacking
convincingly winning.
teams.
hmm I know Nick Bosa's like, this is what we needed.
hmm
Yes.
Yes, move the ball. Get out the pocket. Throw a dart 30 yards. Kittle looked good. Yeah, how long it's been for
Yep,
since Kittle looked good?
bro. Kittle was catching like one pass a game with Trey
Yeah.
Lance
And
and
Jimmy.
Jimmy G. As soon as Purdy comes in, Kittle's back to his
I'm
old
like,
ways, bro.
hey, is that a Pro Bowl tight end? I need to clean up my eyes. I forgot he was over there.
I know a lot of people that picked him up in fantasy was so upset.
Disappointed. Yeah.
But if you survived and you were making it a playoff push, you were in love with Purdy. You're like, thank God.
Brock
There's
Purdy.
hope for me now. Yeah, the NFL's in the storylines, man. Just pay Lamar Jackson. Aaron Rodgers, go wherever you need to go. Derek Carr, walk out,
Derek Carr.
sign up with this. Go to a team and play your team twice a year or something like that.
Derek Carr.
Uh,
If I'm Derek Carr, I go to a team with a very good defense, and I just try to get by. He's to me, he's a good game manager.
mm.
Derek Carr.
He needs to go somewhere.
Yeah, man.
He's not, because I don't think Oakland wants him like that.
No, they
Mm.
do not. They do not want him. Mm-mm.
I think it's McDaniel
You
pushing
got the
him out
star
too.
receiver tweeting Rogers. So Rogers was going to a golf game, right? And a fan goes, "Aaron, come to Las Vegas." And then Aaron looked at the fan and said, "Well, if Devontae buys me a house with all that money he got, I'll think about it." Just joking. Devontae went on Twitter that day. Currently house shopping. This is
Wow.
your star receiver.
This is insane. Rogers is gone. So Rogers is going to end up replacing Derek Carr.
That'd be cool.
Wow.
That'd be cool.
Honestly,
Wow.
I
That
feel
team's
bad
ready
for
to.
Derek
That
Carr
team's
at that
ready to
point.
win now. Decent defense, very good pass rush on defense. They have receivers. They have a tight end. Hunter Renfro was underutilized. Darren Waller looked lost out there.
That was another tight end that was like, what are you doing
He
this year?
regressed with McDaniels, and I don't know that Rodgers and McDaniels will get along either. But it worked for Brady for a very, very long time. Might work for Aaron.
Mm.
Might work for Aaron. Might be scary actually, because Josh McDaniels in New England, whoo, that boy was a wizard. I don't know what him and Derek Carr were doing this year, man, but that was nasty.
Mm.
Do not let Aaron Rodgers get
Derek Carr to
reunited.
Green Bay?
That would make sense to just swap him. But now he's just said he'll stop any trades. I don't think he's trying to play in Wisconsin. It's cold. He's a Cali boy.
Yeah, going from
It's
Vegas.
cold.
Yeah. Going from Vegas to
Ooh,
Wisconsin. I don't know,
it
man.
is cold. Takes a special kind of player to stay over there. Yeah, I really love the game.
Mm.
I love the game. I love the hustle.
Derek Carr to the Texans.
I don't think that moves the needle much. I mean, the Texans were beating teams later on, but I think that's more just grit and grind.
Well, didn't they get a new they got the 49ers defensive coordinator as their
Oh, they got
new
D'Amico
coach,
Ryans.
D'Amico Ryans, right?
They got
So
D'Amico Ryans. Oh no,
maybe
no,
as you're
no.
building your team, you get a veteran quarterback.
Cause he's gonna
Uh,
he's gonna beef up that defense. He's gonna beef up that
Yeah,
defense.
you get a veteran quarterback, beef up the defense, trade for build up that team, and in about like maybe 2 to 3 years,
Mhm.
they can compete.
Yeah.
Yeah, give Derek Carr some time to develop as a quarterback.
Draft the quarterback in the offseason
Draft
this
a
year.
quarterback while Derek Carr holds it down, man. Draft a
Yeah,
quarterback.
didn't they mess up and they they're not getting the first overall pick because they won a game?
Oh yeah. Stupid. Yeah,
Yo, they took that. Are they
that is
getting it?
true.
Okay, never mind. They did to get it. It was
So they
another
get
team.
so the Texans can go and with D'Amico Ryan. I think the Texans will be a team to watch.
Yeah, they're gonna get Bryce Young.
They get Bryce Young, D'Amico to beef up that defense. They have a good running back. They still have Brandon Cooks at receiver. This should be
I
interesting.
mean, Brandon Cooks. I don't know, man.
Brandon Cooks
I think
got
he's a veteran wide receiver, but I think you need a bigger wide receiver
wide
one,
receiver. Yeah, you need
someone
another.
over 6 feet,
You need
please.
another guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Texans will be. They'll be in the hunt. I think I'll say this. That they might make the playoffs next year. The
Mm.
Texans. They might make the playoffs. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson,
Oh, you know
Deshaun
what happened?
Watson.
Okay. The Texans they won, so the Bears got the first overall pick.
The
But the
Bears have their
Bears,
pick.
they're committed. They're committed to Justin Fields. I remember
Right,
they
so
said
they won't draft a QB.
yes, but they could trade that pick. They
It's
could trade it
interesting.
down.
Yeah,
They could trade it down to another team that might need that QB
and then they'll
and get like
grab like
what?
a receiver or a
Mhm.
lineman.
So that's something that you got to look out for. Like what teams are close enough in that draft that needs QB. There's Colts, Lions, even the Raiders are there too. Raiders, I mean Texans.
Texans.
So Bears could trade that pick and go to give it to the Colts or something.
That would make sense.
Young.
That would make sense.
So I think whatever
And there's a
comes.
lot of teams that are in rebuild right now that could use that number one pick.
Yep. Yep. I mean, the Bears might even keep that pick, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, bro, and get Bryce Young. But regardless, they could trade. They could trade down, give a team like the Colts or the Lions or even the Raiders that pick, and then maybe get like a second rounder
Hmm.
or like 2 third rounders or whatever picks, so that they can have more picks for that draft or like a future pick.
That'll be
So
something to
they'll do a
watch.
swap in like a second rounder or something like that, or a swap in like a third or fourth rounder.
Fourth
That'd be
rounder.
good for them because if they have their eye on someone else anyways, then they could just leverage the pick that they have.
It's a win-win for them, literally. And I
Exactly.
like
Yeah, they're
Justin
like,
Fields. Justin Fields
mhm.
gonna be nasty.
That's if they commit to Justin Fields, which they said they are.
Nah,
They
they are.
literally,
They
when the
will.
season ended, they said that they commit.
Yeah,
So
they
it
will.
kind of makes sense for them to think, okay, if somebody else gets Bryce Young, Houston Texans are probably going to get the other guy, Shroud, and the Cardinals might get whatever position pick they need. Maybe we could go fourth or fifth in the first round and pick up the guy that we're looking at, anyways.
The actual person they want.
Exactly. Get an extra draft pick in the draft.
Either a receiver, running back. No, they don't need a running back. Receiver or lineman or linebacker, whatever it is that they're weak at. they can strengthen.
Wait, who's their running back?
So, who the Texans?
No, the Bears.
The Bears, they have two. They have two good running backs.
Oh
They have
yeah, David.
Montgomery, and they have the other one to change of pace.
So
They
maybe
got
like a
two good
wide
running backs.
receiver.
Yeah.
Because towards the end of the
Herbert.
season, Justin
Herbert.
Fields was looking good.
They have a
He
good
was
tight end
looking
too. We
good.
have rapport with that tight end. They have a good tight end. I think they're good as far as offense goes. Maybe
Mm,
a better line. Maybe a better line.
mm.
But I think they're poised to have a good season.
Yeah. So the top prospects, there's an edge rusher from Alabama, Will Anderson Jr. There's a defensive lineman, Jalen Carter. Two QBs, Young and Shroud, and then a defensive lineman, Miles Murphy. So if they're trying to beef up that defense,
It's there. It's all there
it's
for the
there.
taking. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
It is there.
There's some defensive guys up there, bro. There's even a good tight end, Michael Mayer. 6'4", 265 pounds.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bears, they got a choice, man. This is gonna be interesting, man, this draft. I think it's gonna be a very interesting draft because there's at least 3 quarterbacks that are top right now in that draft. And if you're looking at quarterbacks that were just drafted, like um Joe Burrow and stuff like that, Jalen Hurts, like guys that are like
QB.
third year,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of want to pay attention to the draft a lot.
Joe Barrow.
Yeah. All right, man. That was good, bro. That was good, man. But
Yeah.
I think I'm about to head out now, man.
Good to have you on, Footy. Shout out
Appreciate
to
I
the
appreciate
Zen.
you guys. Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on for the sports talk, man.
We'll be back for more as usual. Thank you for following us. Like, subscribe. You guys know the drill. We'll be
Yes,
back.
sir, man.
Bing. I'm going.